we can already start.
Someone's muted, I think.
Someone's muted.
That's
Sorry, I had
There we go.
muted the
Nice.
introduction over. I had
Let's try that
everything
again.
muted, sorry.
Okay. So we're good now, right? Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to our Rift Wild All Dungeons race between me and Zinpars.
Hello.
Commentated is this by us two and also by Lumina, our guest commentator.
Okay.
He's also a Breath of the Wild speedrunner. And I guess we're gonna go into the run now. So
Sure.
we can explain some stuff. And can you count us down, Lumina?
3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Okay. Good luck to you too.
So yeah, there will be an intro cutscene first, and then we'll have to complete the plateau, which has the 4 intro shrines that introduces all the runes. And we need to complete all of those in order to get the paraglider at the end.
Yeah, so it's kind of like people have tried to skip it, but there's literally no way. We've looked so hard. You have to do the plateau. It's basically the tutorial of the game.
But yeah, there's tons of glitches on plateau, and the first one will happen in the first room. Because instead of watching a long cutscene, we clip out of the first room.
Yep, I'll be explaining these tricks as we get through them.
But
The first thing you'll probably notice is the language. The runners are both running in Italian. It's just fastest for all dungeons because of the Zelda cutscene when you complete the 4th dungeon. Anyway, first thing our runners will do is run up to this second cutscene.
Yeah, we need to do this to grab the Sheikah Slate, which we actually need for this first glitch. And for other stuff as well, I'm pretty sure. I never really thought about it, honestly.
I think you need it to do the shrine pedestals.
Oh, probably, yeah.
And all runes, I think, as well. I don't know if the runes work without the Sheikah Slate.
Probably not. Okay, so yeah, the first trick we're going to be seeing here, you see both of these runners will climb up onto this wall. The first trick is called a scope clip, where you basically need to... Those are both very quick. You need to run into like that wall and like face a certain direction and put the camera in a certain direction. And then you open the scope and Link will pivot 180 degrees, like on the spot. And that will basically force a tiny bit of his hurt box through the wall, and that is all you need to get out of bounds.
Exactly. And yeah, as we said, that allows us to skip a lot of cutscene, and then we can sprint right to this first Boko camp and stock up on some food and a shield.
Also, that notably skips the time of day cutscene, which means that the time is locked to 5:15 in the morning, and the weather will never change. As I'm sure a lot of people who have played Breath of the Wild know, rain can be very annoying, but we don't have to deal with that.
True.
Grabbing
we just
a lot of
seen
food here.
the runners grab a lot of food before they go into cold section. Casually, what you're supposed to do is cook up a cold resistance potion or food, but that's slow. So what we're going to do is just book it through the cold, taking damage to get to the first plateau shrine.
Yeah, we're tough. We can take the cold. And there's going to be a little bit of manipulation for this next Boko camp.
Basically here, we want to grab arrows that's in a chest and the bow as well, that we will definitely need later for one of the biggest tricks, or like for the bigger tricks in this game.
Bow basically carries all of the massive tricks in this game because of the weird physics attached to it. Yep, both of the runners having a good Boko camp. It can go quite badly, you can just get slapped sometimes. So
yeah, there's a little bit of RNG involved, especially with the bow shooting Bokoblin.
Yeah,
but most of it is manipulatable. Is that a word? I don't know.
Anyway, coming up to another glitch. It's another one which I'm not going to have time to fully explain, but what you basically do is you need to sort of assign a weird state to Link called Skew, and you do that by shield jumping into the shrine. That will basically give you Skew in the angle of where you shield jumped. And what Skew is when you unequip shield in midair, it will sort of move Link's hitbox a tiny bit. And like the Shrine of Resurrection clip we saw at the start, that tiny blip is all you need to push you through a wall if you get it at the right angle.
Yeah, it's probably a bit hard to understand, but we're going to see it 3 more times.
Yeah. And that allows us to skip basically activating the tower, getting a long cutscene, and yeah, just generally having to go quite far out of our way. Because usually you need to activate the tower before you can open the shrines.
Also, we just got a stasis rune here. One of the 4 runes you get on plateau to do different challenges and to have like a bigger repertoire of tricks you can do.
Hammer.
Hammer!
The hammer
It's committed.
Oh, no.
Oh!
also fell down.
I also thought down, but I
Unfortunate
ate.
Yeah, maybe the backup hammer would have been a slightly better. Oh well.
There are several
one outside.
categories you don't need the hammer for, so I'm not always used to grabbing the hammer.
Yeah. Since plateau is very similar between the categories, the slight differences in these shrines can often fly by if you're not actively thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a big deal. Like, there's gonna be some tricks coming up that can lose me or Apple a lot of time, so the race is definitely not over yet, don't worry.
So, coming up we have the split of the second shrine, and this is where we will see, after a brief text sequence with the old man, one of the most, like, the first exploitation of the broken bullet time physics of this game, and yeah, I'll wait till we get there.
Yeah. First will also be the boulder launch.
Oh yeah, and the border. The boulder
On
surf.
the right.
Boulder's a bride, yes.
Surf? Okay.
You
I don't know.
You don't take damage, it's not a... no. This game has some tricky terminology for some of the stasis-involved tricks.
True.
I mean, since they're not used that often anymore, it's kind of also gotten forgotten because we use them very rarely and they have like so many different names for different kind of
Exactly, yeah.
tricks. Which is like, yeah, stasis launch, that's it.
Anyway, as you can see, Zin hits that boulder 4 times, shoots an arrow to aim it upwards, and that is all you need to get up this cliff. Saves you climbing up, which would take about 15 seconds longer. Now you're going to see him fire an arrow, set his angle, jump off a cliff, go into bullet time, and hit the back of a goblin. And now he's flying through the air. So yeah, what happens there is when you exit bullet time, the game doesn't calculate... Like, bullet time slows the game down by 20 times, and when you leave, it speeds up by 20 times. But for some reason, the link speed gets multiplied by 20 times as well. Which leads, as you can see on Apple stream, you can go flying through the air at very high speeds. Since we haven't completed Plateau yet, there isn't the paraglider, so the runners have to pull off a trick called a full damage cancel, where you start throwing the weapon and unequip shield as you throw it, and that basically negates full damage. And yeah, clipping into
It's
shrine
a-
again.
Very convenient trick to make all those BTBs possible.
Exactly, otherwise we wouldn't be able to land easily with a BTB.
I guess we would have to land in the water, otherwise that would be incredibly hard.
Yeah,
Also taking damage very fast in the cold water.
Mm-hmm.
exactly. You'd want to land right at the edge, or else you'd have to burn through so much food.
Okay, now we get the Cryonis rune, which allows us to create pillars of ice.
Yeah, arguably the least useful rune. Not as useless as in any percent, but it's still not particularly useful in this run.
It will be used in this shrine for a
It
cool
is
trick
used in
here.
this shrine. To save about 7 seconds, you can shield jump onto your cryo block and jump. Unfortunately, Zin
Yeah,
jumps
cool
a
trick.
little late and misses it.
But it doesn't save that much time, so instead of trying it again, it's usually better to just do the casual way.
Yeah, and every time you attempt it, it uses up one of your shield durability. Weapon durability can be a bit finicky in Breath of the Wild runs, so... But yeah, we see Apple got it there.
Gotta
Just a
get some
little.
time back from a setback in stasis.
Yep.
Indeed.
Also, up comes our next BTB. Mag BTB. Go into next shrine, Magnesis.
There's actually a slight difference to the Mag BTB in any percent as well. You want to be... There's basically 2 arrow chests between Cryonis and Magnesis, and you want to stop by them to pick those up, because they're very useful for the remainder of the run. This one can be trickier for bullet time. Looks like Apple Zinpars is fine.
Yeah, I got it.
And so does Apple.
Very nice angle there.
I'm so scared to do that jump when the thing hasn't loaded in yet.
Yeah, this game sometimes struggles with loading things in quickly if you go that fast.
Yeah, world loads can make landing very tricky.
And sometimes you see us unequip and re-equip stuff to try and make the loading faster.
And yeah, these ice arrows will be used for future bullet time bounces, which is a trick we saw, before.
Yeah.
So
It always
you
makes them
can-
more consistent, and on most enemies you need ice arrows to make it work.
Exactly. You see the runners breaking these boxes to get some backup arrows and food. You get these in even non-race runs, but especially in a race, extra food and arrows just makes it so much safer. And then they'll also be getting this ruby, which you need for money routing in this run.
Yeah, DLC is allowed. Yeah, it's allowed.
Yeah, day 1 DLC is allowed in all categories, I believe.
Oh, true, yeah. It's an important distinction.
Yeah, so you can't use like the Champions Ballad shrines, for example.
Yeah.
Just get our third rune now, Magnesis, which allows us to move things that are magnetic.
Yeah.
Also not used too often, but can be very useful for certain things.
Yeah. It's very needed in the dungeons, but beyond that, it's not as used as, let's say, bombs and stasis.
Indeed. Yeah, nothing really special in this shrine. Just about going fast.
Yeah, this is probably the most plain of the shrines, because at least stasis is on a cycle, so you can do things to optimize your speed. This one, you just kind of run through it.
Optimally, you would dodge that guardian instead of what I did.
Yeah, don't get hit. You know, they'll shield jump there to skip the Magnesis puzzle, and yeah, pretty simple shrine.
Opening the big scary door. If that goes too fast, sometimes it just snaps back and is able to kill you. Can be
I
very
think
scary.
most runners have been whacked by that door once or twice.
True.
And yeah, coming up to the 4th and final shrine that we complete in this run, the Bombs Shrine. There are 2 ways you can do this first trick here to cross this gap of water. You'll see Zinpars is doing a trick called a box walk. It's slightly faster and slightly harder to pull off.
Oh,
And unfortunately, yeah, see, if you walk at the wrong speed or angle, you can just get hit by the box, which is unfortunate. Apple also goes for it. And pulls it off. Box does go through the camp. I'm hoping that doesn't cause an issue. It's fine.
Looks good.
So if the goblins become scared, it can mess up the minute.
ah.
unfortunately, Zinpars.
Yeah, I think that was bad RNG because he started attacking me.
Oh, right,
But
yeah.
maybe I
they
missed
start
out on
the,
it.
If they start the throw animation, that's just unlucky.
Yeah, and instead of reloading, I'm just gonna run because I think that is faster.
Yeah, I believe so. It's about the same because the autosave you get is before you do the box walk, so you'd have to recover that ground.
It's
And
probably
it's
like
definitely easier.
yeah, it's probably as fast. And if you mess up again, or like the Bokos behave weird, you probably just lose more time. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this shrine, you'll see the other major exploitation of bullet time physics. With a trick called a wind bomb. I will briefly explain it before we see it. So what you want to do is you basically want the bombs. You want to place both of the remote detonation bombs you get in like a sequential order. Go into bullet time and get one of the bombs to hit Link by detonating the other one. And what this will do is when you leave bullet time, like with the bullet time bounce, it will multiply your speed. And Apple is going for the scary wind bomb.
yeah, I should place a bomb.
You should probably place a bomb. You will take damage every time you get hit by one of these bombs, which is why taking damage at the Goblin Camp or on the box walk is not ideal, but you do a backup feed of... That doesn't happen. And yeah, just lets us skip the inside of a shrine. And 90% of the shrines in this game you complete with that trick, as soon as you get the bombs. But this category does not complete shrines, outside of the 4 plateau ones.
Okay, I'm not sure if I'm gonna take damage, so I'm just gonna...
I would eat to be safe there, yeah.
Yeah, that one was weird. I got like... I bounced off some short wall or something. I didn't even see.
Glad I didn't have to eat
Yeah,
yet.
it's one of the little torches I think you hit.
Okay. Also, a short mention, we don't skip this cutscene here immediately, because that's actually slower. If you wait a little bit, it allows the game to preload some stuff, I think, and the loading screen will be shorter.
It's kind of weird when the monkey's fading out. If you skip too quickly, the game basically loads twice and it loses time over just waiting a second and skipping. Alright, we'll see a second wind bomb now coming out from Apple, and it is good. Taking straight to the tree. Straight to the tree, wow. I don't think I've ever seen one that good, to be honest. And then using the stasis, you can put yourself up to a tree. Unfortunately,
Not enough hits.
not enough double hits.
I get somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, still quicker than walking. Ooh, uh-oh. Okay, you're fine.
Not taking damage is also very good. Because my food, I didn't really get lucky with the magnesis crates, so I didn't get too much food.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And talking to the old man up here will end the tutorial section of this game.
And especially give us the paraglider, which is very useful.
And we see Apple, not Apple's in. I'm mixing up these a lot, sorry. He's then actually gets the tree rocket, which is about 20 seconds faster than landing at the bottom, I think. Climbing the ladder is
much?
quite slow.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
not.
true.
I don't know.
It's hard
Probably
to
more
tell.
like 15. But if you miss a tree rocket, you're losing a lot more than that. Alright, so what we'll see now is both of our runners are going to perform another wind bomb over to the tower. The reason we activate it after completing the plateau is because once you've completed the plateau and activate it, you don't get a cutscene with the old man. It's really weird. Once you complete the plateau, the old man is removed from the game, so yeah, he's just not active for any more of his cutscenes, like the one that's meant to play here.
Not needed anymore.
Yep. Just a strange thing about this game. I don't know if that's common. Alright, whilst we've got this cutscene going, I think I'm going to quickly talk about the main route differentials in all dungeons, because that's coming up. There's about a minute of cutscenes now. There's basically two main routes. There's the one where you go to Taina Kesar first and activate that shrine as a warp point. It's considered the easier run, and it's not much slower. And then there's the one where you activate Gotakar first. That one's considered to be much harder, but it is what the world record uses. Both of our runners will be doing the Taina Kesar one. There was a slight difference in the BTBs, as we will see.
Also, now activating the tower allows us to activate shrine pedestals, which allows us then to teleport to them as well, which can be very useful in this run.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll activate a couple of shrines to warp back to them.
Same with this
which
tower.
is just faster. Yeah, and this tower is also a warp spot, exactly.
So we'll now see these two runners win bomb to two different spots.
Sadly missed the super, but it's not too bad.
Yeah,
I got the
gives you enough
super.
speed to get there. Yeah, what you're seeing is there's two different bullet time bounces you can do to get to the next bullet time bounce. And there's slight time variance between the two, but I don't think there's much. And the one we're seeing on apples is generally considered to be a bit easier.
Okay, that was kind of close, but it should be really good.
I think you're fine, yeah.
I was worried about entering bullet time too late there, but it still worked.
And yeah, like you see, we have to freeze these moblins to bullet time bounce off of them because they don't ragdoll unless you freeze them. And that's what you need to propel Link.
And I'm switching to hammer here because hammer deals more damage to this bokoblin, or like general.
Yeah, you need to sneak strike with a hammer to one-hit kill the goblin because you really don't want to be noticed here.
I didn't get any arrows.
Yeah, not getting the backup arrows.
They're technically not needed, but it's nice to have.
I kind of need them. I only have 3 arrows left.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm really low.
It's a little sketchy, yeah.
I gotta get somewhere else.
Oh, I shouldn't have whistled there, I think. Ah, whatever.
I think you'll be fine. Yeah, you usually have time for one at least. But yeah, what you see is they freeze at the goblin, then climb down to get that chest to get a topaz, and that's the other major rupee source for the early game of this run. Bullet time feels a bit early there.
Yeah.
No, you're
Should
fine.
be fine though.
Yep. Alright.
Oh, that's actually really fine.
No. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Still a
to
bit
the
far.
left, but
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
no
curve
arrows.
this one, honestly.
yeah, the wind blows to the left here. It's really annoying.
Oh. Anyway, and here I'm gonna activate the shrine just for the warp spot, so I can just warp back later on.
Give it an arrow. Thank you.
Did you not get the arrow drops?
No, like I got like 2 arrows in the magnesis chest.
Alright.
Now I have 2 arrows left. And
Okay, so we'll now
the one
see-
from this Boko here, it's a little bit lower.
Ooh, yeah,
but
you
that's
might
good
try and
enough.
rebound it. Ooh, is it? That's a little sketchy.
I mean, I'm gonna land on the cliff to the right, or like on the.
Okay, yeah, that works.
on
Yeah,
this
we'll see
little
Zinpars flying into
thing
Rito
right
Village,
here.
which is where our first dungeon quest begins.
Mhm.
Since we haven't spoken to Impa, there'll be an extra cutscene you get here. But it's better than going all the way to Kakariko by a long shot.
Can I enter here? Oh, I can. Good.
I was gonna say that's a little sketchy, but it does let you through there.
Yeah, sometimes you get world loads when you want to cancel your BTB or the speed from it, and then you won't be able to do it at the exact time that you want to. You sometimes overshoot your target.
Yeah, I like shield unequipped there, because otherwise I can get a bit stuck in my shield movement. Yeah, as you see, we freeze another moblin to get into.
It's too late
Oh,
bullet
no.
time.
Might be able to climb up again. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't like to go for the climb up. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's
but
not enough for me, and then
It's a bit of a tight timing. But yeah, moblins are generally the easiest of the enemies to bullet time bounce off of, just because of the shape of their backs. The goblins aren't too bad, and Lizalfos are awful.
Indeed.
Generally avoid them when possible. There are actually 2 Lizalfos we bullet time bounce off in this run. But a lot of moblins.
And yeah, we're gonna have cutscenes in all of the cities to start the Divine Beasts. We're gonna hope that we're not in the cutscene at the same time for most of them. But we can't promise it.
Ooh. Yeah, you had to.
yeah, the tower was kind of close.
I think you would have hit it. That's kind of an unfortunate situation. Yeah, the movement inside the villages isn't too complex. You just want to talk to all the people you need to. There's a bit of an
Gonna sell some
exception when you
stuff
get to-
here, and then I'll buy these mushrooms for cold protection later on. And 2 wheat as a lot of backup food.
Yeah, exactly. We get peppers in Plateau, which can be used for cold resist, but it only gives you a level 1 potion, and you need level 2 to be safe inside of Varmadeo for first Divine Beast.
Link,
And Sunshrooms give you level 2.
quello è uno dei
Yep.
colossi sacri che Ganon ci portò via 100 anni fa.
Before you can go to
Interno e liberarlo dal
the
malefico
first
rancore
Divine
di
Beast,
Ganon.
you need to speak to this Rito warrior called Tabor and complete a quick mini game
Oh,
to prove
God.
your worth.
Yeah, it's a very hard minigame, and
Yeah, you only get 3 minutes to complete it.
yeah, that's the hardest part about it.
Exactly.
You can actually fail it, like sometimes there's a bug at the start of the game where
Yeah,
it just aborts the game because it thinks
I've
you're
had
out of
that.
bounds or
it
something.
instantly out of bounds you at the start sometimes. I don't know what causes that. Hopefully we won't see it now. I was really expecting it. But yeah, all you've got to do is shoot 5 of these little targets. And it gives you 3 minutes for some reason, which is incredibly easy. I like the out of bullet time shot there.
Yeah, I haven't really bothered to learn where those targets are, so I'm just wildly aiming around.
Yeah, lots of runners have different ways of doing that.
It's a little far left.
Yeah,
Yeah, the good
you
thing,
might need to eat.
good thing about this Divine Beast is that he gives us bomb arrows, so we don't have to farm them elsewhere.
Exactly, yeah, bomb arrows are generally very expensive in this game, so the fact you get some for free basically carries the entire first half of the run.
Yeah, otherwise we'll probably have to rely on rare ore drops or something.
Would not be fun.
Definitely not.
Yeah, Varmeadow is a unique Divine Beast as well because you don't need to actually activate the terminal inside of him to complete him, unlike in all the other Divine Beasts. Do you not do the mid-airs in?
Oops, I
Ooh.
tried.
I've never seen someone do a fast horizontal there. Usually it's
Yeah,
the
you
uppercut
always do a
one,
fast
yeah.
horizontal. There we
That's
go.
interesting, actually.
Yeah, it won't give you enough height to void out, so I like that quite a lot. But I am pretty bad at these shots.
Yeah, they can be a bit finicky. Once the Divine Beast is moving.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the fastest way to do this is go to the middle of the Divine Beast and then shoot all 3 targets from there, except the one that you shoot at the start.
Yeah.
But it can be a
exactly.
bit tricky to hit it, especially because it's turning, I think, the Divine Beast.
Yeah, so the visual cues can vary depending on if you get that wind bomb and whatnot.
Mm.
See, Apple is also coming up to these shots now. Zin has a slight cutscene.
There's always going to be a cutscene at the start where the champion explains where I should go, I think. I'm actually not even listening to cutscenes anymore.
The champion says something. Link goes and does his own thing, like most of the run.
True. Yeah, we don't need the maps in this Divine Beast.
Yeah,
So,
it's a nice little time save, skips a cutscene.
yeah.
It looks like Apple will be doing the alternate midair, where you... Well, maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, where you use the updraft for your bomb placements, rather than going for the fast horizontal timings.
I like it more. It's more lenient for me.
Yeah, it's personal preference. You will probably see Zin grabbing this ancient core, which we will later use to cook a flame-resistant potion, since we'll be entering a volcano.
I missed
Spoiler.
this right here.
You might or might not be entering a volcano.
Okay, that's better.
Missed another one.
It's unfortunate, yeah, this is kind of slightly...
There we go.
You can afford to miss 2 shots safely without having any like dents to your other arrow counts. But once you miss 3, then it gets a little sketchy.
So in Divine Beast, you have to go around and grab those 5 terminals in any order. And in Meadow, it's pretty convenient because you can jump out of windows and glide in other windows and skip most of the puzzle with it.
Yeah, the Divine Beast movement's actually one of the most unique parts of this game. It's a lot more like intricate than the big overworld movement things you see, the bullet time bounces that carry you long distances. Small movements, kind of like the castle in an 8%.
Okay,
Unfortunate.
I tried.
Yeah. That midair can be a bit tricky because you are being blown to the right.
Yeah, the alternate strat would be to just jump down and void out so you get back up here. So it's not a big time loss.
Exactly, you lose like 5 seconds maybe going for it.
I hope that hit.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
area,
good.
yeah, it can be a little finicky. As long as I used to have issues with it because I didn't realize the Falcon and Swallowbow had different ranges.
Oh, yeah.
Same with the entry shots. Because bows in this game have slightly different ranges and it can be a bit tricky. So yeah, the way you're intended to do this, 5th terminal, the one you see Zin doing, is by tilting the Divine Beast to build up the speed, but you can just hit the hammer thing with stasis, skipping the need for that.
Yep. Also, I use motion controls, which might have been visible there, but it's probably just a small difference, especially for someone who doesn't run this game. Using motion controls is a personal preference. It does make you slightly faster, but if you shake a lot, it can make certain setups harder.
Depends on the situation generally. Personal preference.
I personally don't really like the motion controls, so I have them off.
Oops.
So yeah, seeing Zinpars on the first boss of the run, Windblight Ganon. And he goes for the safe strat. Misses 1 headshot, so needs to use an extra bomb arrow. But yeah, it's generally a pretty easy boss fight. You just kind of go into bullet time and hammer him down with arrows.
Yeah, just don't miss the shots, then it's easy.
Okay.
These arrows are a bit sketchy.
Yeah. One more normal arrow.
Yeah, I think that's enough. You need the one to BTB to cut a car.
I'm just gonna grab this one here
Yeah, I do.
to be safe.
Generally, there's not really any arrow runger in this category, but it can feel a little sketchy if you start missing shots or whatnot. You can buy some extra arrows in Rito Village as a backup. It depends if you'd rather have that or the food. Anyway, since Zin has defeated the first Divine Beast, he now gets a heart container. And that's one of the nice things in this run. You get more hearts as you go, which means that the tricks that damage you become less, like, punishing.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty big deal, the extra hearts. Like, it might seem like just one extra heart, but you get healed after the Divine Beast. You sometimes get healed to full from hearty food. And
Exactly,
for each of those, you get 1 or 2 or 3 extra hearts, so that's pretty nice.
Bit of an awkward spot for Wind like that.
Yeah. Hiding.
Behind a column. Yeah, the column breaks, so you... Oh, and then he's hiding his face.
Yeah, now I walk back to the shrine that we activated earlier.
I need one more hit.
Yeah.
Because the moblin that we used to BTB off earlier is actually in a convenient spot, so we use him again to BTB the other direction.
Exactly. So this is like the one bit of movement you skip with the other route in exchange for a much more consistent route.
Consistent? Does it mean harder? Oh, this one
No,
is
I meant
consistent.
this route is more consistent. But
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, forgot to switch my runes.
No, don't fall down.
No. Yeah, that's annoying because it means you can't get the headshots whilst he's down.
I also lose like time when he voids out there.
It's not cooperating today. Alright, so yeah, we'll see Zin forming.
I think I messed up the setup a little bit, but it should still be fine, BTB.
Yeah, I don't have the setup I used to do.
Yeah, there's, for some BTBs, there's several different setups that are used.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's person preference. For this one, it's actually also different arrow count. Like I use 2 normal arrows and 1 ice arrows, and the other setup uses 2 ice arrows and 1 normal.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a trade-off.
Yeah, I gladly use 2 ice arrows for this.
Yeah, especially in your current position.
Exactly.
Yeah, knowing multiple of the setups can help you out a lot in these runs if you have different requirements.
So here we're gonna freeze up that or thaw that shrine, whatever,
Yes.
unfreeze it. And
that
while we're
shrine-
doing that, we also gonna open that chest down there and grab some extra food.
Yeah, so this shrine will also be used as a warp point for later. It's very conveniently placed for us.
Yeah.
It has some other interesting characteristics, but they're not as useful in this run. Like a weird
I'm gonna
unload
do something
radius.
here because I'm scared.
Yeah,
Those
you need
outposts
to
behind me deal a lot of damage.
eat in the next segment anyway, so you don't lose much.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not too much of a gap between the runners at the moment. Like one major mistake and it's pretty close to even.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was probably the moblin BTB for me that set me pretty far.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Having to reload there. And also not quite landing by the
Oh.
Tunica's BTB.
Oh, okay. That was the wrong button. Tried to pick up the bomb, but activate the elevator instead.
Fun fact: I had an idea that I could do this wind bomb
Okay.
differently than I usually do, and it actually worked out really well.
Yeah, that one was that's not a setup I've seen before, but that was incredibly fast.
Yeah, I usually do an ordinal there, but I like struggle a lot with it. And this time I tried to do a turn wind bomb, which changes a bunch of things like speed and height. And it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, and something you'll notice is I've mentioned something called a super launch a couple times. I'll quickly explain it. Basically, this game has a lot of weird maths, and if you pull the paraglider out whilst the game is lagging and Link is in ragdoll, it will double his speed for some reason. I say double, it's more like 1.5 times, but...
Yeah, I'm actually gonna do another one here, especially, and I even go into VR mode, which makes the game lag even more because it loads everything twice.
Exactly. So what you're going to try and do is force lag with the quick menu and pull the glider by doing a frame perfect buffer. And this lets us cover much longer distances using the wind bomb technique, where we can't pull off a bullet time bounce.
Oh, I missed the input.
Unfortunately, yeah. It is frame perfect, so it can be a bit tricky.
Yeah, you have to kind of slide your thumb from B to X.
Not if you're
And-
two-finger gang.
Yeah, that also works.
Finger gang.
The different strats again.
It's hard to be consistent on it, yeah. Bit of an unfortunate one. Actually, it takes you most of the way to a tree. That's not too bad, Apple. You didn't quite get the height it looked like you were going for there.
Yeah, at least we got the speed here.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, again, about turns, they give you more speed and less height, usually. I didn't explain it properly last time.
Yeah, general rule of thumb. It's kind of like, because you're turning Link, it affects which part of your hitbox the bomb hits, and that will send you a different direction. But there's all kind of micro adjustments you can do to send yourself in weird directions.
You'll see me do a lot of turns because I'm a big fan of them. I probably even overuse them.
Same. Okay.
I just do what I'm told to do like better runners.
That's also a good strat.
So
This
you
one is another
see
turn and super launch.
Just
Apple is
going for
farming
some
up some
backup.
luminous stone, which is, yeah, just a safe way of getting a bunch of extra backup money.
It's a good call, especially for a marathon run.
Exactly, yeah, you might want the extra ice arrows, for example. Since you had to use a couple in Windblight.
Oh, that's a very low angle. They're going for the super there.
Yeah, because the shrine pedestal that we use to Wimbum there is slanted, it can be kind of weird to jump forwards and get the bomb placements consistent. So occasionally you get those weird low angle Wimbums.
It's not too bad though, so...
Yeah, there's like tons of variables if you do a wind bomb that can affect speed, height, or even or you can even fail your wind bomb.
Yeah.
It can be really hard to troubleshoot at some point.
Yeah, you'll see Zinpars now has the Vo armor, which you need to... Was it Vi? I don't know. What happened there? Did you just miss the bullet time? Or did you not have an arrow?
Yeah, I think I probably was aiming at a direction where the rock was still extending,
Right.
so I
that might
wasn't
have done it.
properly off the ground.
But
yeah,
you
you're
just
supposed
get
to do a
this
wind
armor
bomb.
to progress to the next main quest.
He's supposed to do a wind bomb back here, but I just decided to warp because I lost a bunch of height.
You'll notice Apple is doing an alternate strategy here. Instead of doing the super launch wind bomb to get into Gerudo Town, you can use a ice arrow and perform a BTB. It breaks pretty even if you get the good angle, which he did, so that's nice.
It's a nice angle, I
think
really like
it's-
that.
I think it's faster if you get the good angle.
Yeah, it's pretty much the
yeah,
perfect
maybe
angle,
20 then.
probably, yeah.
Damn, that's really
You
clean.
read it. Yeah, that's a nice one.
Oh, and he loaded in. Benjamin's nicer today.
Benjamin's
loaded-
load time can be kind of random, but thankfully, like
For you, he loaded faster than for me, and even though I had to do 2 wind bombs to get
Yeah,
there.
that's something weird about that.
I find that quite a
NPC.
lot actually. The slower I go, the more often he seems to take time to load in.
Oh, actually?
I don't know, maybe it's just placebo because I notice it when it happens, but...
I mean, maybe if it goes lower, the game loads in a bunch of stuff in the desert between you and the Cluda town first.
It's very low angle again.
Yeah, this section here before the Divine Beast Naboris main quest really does test your super launches, because there's about 4 in a row that you ideally want to get.
Yep.
Oh god. Oh.
Yeah, I'm currently walking back to Katakar to go to the Yiga hideout, and instead of entering the front door, I'm just gonna clip in from the back.
Yeah, exactly. This gets an entire section of the game where you have to basically sneak through the Yiga hideout.
It's a really nice and forgiving clip, and
Yeah.
feels really good to pull off, even though it's not really hard.
And this is why you want to activate this shrine here. Ooh, nice little bounce, as planned.
Yeah, definitely. I was planning to go low, but not that low.
Exactly. Yeah, you only save time doing a wind bomb there if you do the low angle, which that counts as.
Ah,
Ooh, yeah, the out of bounds movement here can be a bit weird. There's a bunch of invisible walls.
they have too many boats here.
Feels the need to grab onto.
Optimally, you would want to make your Bokubo break, but I forgot to do that earlier, so I had to. Oh, I hate the store.
I stand to the right and just press down on the D-pad.
Okay. Game too hard.
It can be awkward. Oh,
Okay, I didn't get any bullet time there.
you probably just want to walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened to me too, the exact same thing. But yeah, if you use your Bokubo during the target shooting game or during the unfreezing of the shrine, then it can break and it will save you the menuing.
Yeah, because you need the duplex bow, which is what you get there for Divine Beast Vulnerabilis, and it's also useful in Rudania, which we'll get to later.
Also, you might have been confused why I entered the Jäger hideout and then left it again. You actually need to open that door to make this fight start.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. You need to walk through the door from the other side to trigger the fight.
Okay.
And that door does not exist before you talk to Reach, so that's why we haven't fought him before.
And yeah, this is all necessary parts of the main quest to enter the second dungeon.
There we have it. Just skipped. Perfectly balanced. You just got out of the cutscene and I just got inside the cutscene.
And
Perfect.
you're taking turns on the cutscene. You like to see it.
To be fair, this fight is half cutscene anyway, so...
Yeah, this cutscene's a bit of a... This fight's a bit of a joke fight. There's nothing too difficult in it. The main thing you'll notice is the way that the runners, they turn around before they start spinning. This is to get double hits, basically, where you do damage twice as fast. Yeah, you'll see it here. There's like 2 hit markers every time the Claymore hits the big guy.
If you listen closely, you can hear it, but I don't think I have game audio, so you have to wait for Apple's turn.
We'll hopefully hear it in my run.
Very hopefully.
What I did there is reset the ragdoll glitch. It's a kind of a hard to explain glitch, I guess. But basically, whenever you clip through a wall, you have to do that because otherwise you can't wind bomb.
So basically, when you unequip the shield in midair for some reason, it gives you that weird state where the next time you would go into ragdoll, you just don't. And that means you can't perform wind bombs, for example. It's the most common issue. Both runners had to clear the ragdoll glitch inside of the bomb shrine as well. But I was too busy describing the wind bomb itself at that point.
The ragdoll glitch.
Yeah, it's more of a state, but yeah. Just means you can't perform any ragdoll-based tricks until you clear it. And going into ragdoll is the easiest way to do that. Ooh, Link is grabbing the wall.
Okay.
Make it through. Yeah, there's a nice spot here where you can just... Oh, never mind. Sorry, there's a nice spot here you can just
I was
jump
a little
on
bit
the
too
wall
far
and
to the
it
left.
pushes you free. It's a nice, easy way to clip in.
Okay, I need some arrows here. Get those. Also want to change the bow.
Yeah, menuing in this game can be a bit.
There we go again. I got into the cutscene and things just got out of hands.
You guys are actually
Apple.
doing a really good job of sharing.
Perfectly
the cutscene.
balanced.
High five.
Yeah, you just crossed each other. Now you'll see Zinpars running through the Eager Hideout. This basically gives us a lot of items which are useful for the run, like bonus arrows, money, which we use, and bananas, which we can use to cook attack up foods. There's a few routings we're getting through here, but they all do the same things fundamentally. Generally get rupee, topaz, all the bananas, and 600 hidden rupees.
Bananas will be used to cook strength food to make, or attack up food to make the divine beasts easier, or rather the blights.
Exactly, it makes it easier to like one cycle the fights, and just saves you time and resources.
Yeah, I'm using a rival scale here to speed this up a little bit, but it will require me to do mid-air wind bomb in the divine beast instead of using the gale, which is also a bit faster, but it's also harder.
Yeah, I think the Gale's, no, the mid is meant to save you quite a lot of time actually, if you can get it consistently. Anyway, Apple
Yeah, it
got
should.
the double hits on the first phase, but if you can hear them, you might notice them more now that I've pointed them out for the second phase. If you miss a cycle, that loses you about 10 seconds, I would guess. Yeah, gets them again.
Yeah, it's really nice having the one cycle here.
Yeah, it's just frustrating if you don't get it, because it's supposed to be pretty easy.
I'm buying some durians here because if you cook them, they restore a ton of health.
Yeah, exactly. It gives you all your hearts back and 4 over hearts.
I
I
think,
think so.
4 or 5, I don't know. We will see shortly.
And then I'll buy the shock arrows because they are needed to enter Maruta.
Yeah, you need
Maruta.
to have 20 or more shock arrows to activate the router.
Also, we use it for a little
entry.
trick in Vanaboris.
Yeah, we use them quite a lot in the Blurs, actually. And then we can just use them for combat after the entry point and router.
I'm just gonna cook a little bit extra food here for safety.
Yeah, generally you can get by with about 3 hearty foods, but having more is very useful because there's points in the run where you can take a lot of damage.
Might also help me survive if I mess up in entering Vanaboris here.
Yeah, true.
Did I? Yeah, I did.
So now we'll see Apple doing the inside of the Eager Hideout. Don't know if it's
I talk to
we'll
Richu.
see. Yeah, there's a cutscene as you give the Thunderhound back to Richu. Takes about a minute and a half. And yeah, so Zinpars has exactly 602 rupees left over, which is 2 more than you need to get the flame resistant shirt later in the run.
Exactly.
I like how tight the rupee routing is in all dungeons.
Yeah, I think different runners use different routings, but I feel like this works out pretty well for me
Yeah,
with
exactly.
the food.
There's a few variations between if you get an extra topaz or the luminous stones, but yeah.
I think some runners also buy ice arrows.
I do that normally because I'd like to have some more. Also, I spent or like I used some at Windblight because I didn't have enough bomb arrows. And so I'm really low on ice arrows and like for the BTBs to have some more.
Yeah,
it's
I
one of
really
those
messed up
things-
the wind bomb, so I'm just gonna do a mid-air wind bomb to
Still a bit low,
least-
but it gets you to the base, yeah.
yeah. Optimally, you would just land on the platform from one wind bomb.
Yeah. But again, it relies on a super launch or a good mid-air.
She's got a lot of money here.
Yeah. I'm surprised by how much some of these shopkeepers have, just under the till. And yeah, Riju also gives you 20 bomb arrows, which is all you need for the rest of the run. Thanks to the duplex bow, you can... Like, you'd usually need 8 bomb arrows for the entrance sequence for Naboris, but the duplex bow means that you only need 4. Since it fires 2 at once. And the rest will basically be used on boss fights, since bomb arrows do slightly more damage.
Yeah, and I think for the entering Divine Beast sequences, bow damage doesn't actually affect anything. So having a double shot bow is really worth it.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, Apple is currently cooking up all the foods that you'll need for the run.
Also getting some backup food here. With the hardy truffles I got.
Nice.
Yeah, usually I eat those raw for the 2 hearts, but if you cook them, they give like 4 or 5
Yeah,
hearts.
they can give them more. Oh,
I accidentally mashed too much.
yeah.
Trying to
this
go
should be
too
fine.
fast.
So Richie's usually on a bit of a cycle. I think you'll still be fine.
Is she coming? Yeah, she is. I might miss the Divine Beast by a
You
bit.
might have to
or
aim
something.
slightly further left to compensate, would be my guess.
Yeah,
It's a
probably
bit
go left
awkward
instead of right.
because- Yeah. Most runners have like a sort of area they aim for here. But because there's like a lot of pillars that you've got to dodge.
Mm-hmm.
The pillars are annoying because although you can avoid them quite easily, Riju slows down quite a lot to go around them, and it can mean that she's not there to protect you when Naboris does his lightning attack.
I'm still going right and hoping that it will be the same as always. Oh god, she is.
Oh, you might need to eat a hearty food. Yeah. So that's what happens if things go not according to plan.
Yeah, that's because the thing at the start that I messed up. Can't even blame her this time.
Yeah. Usually you can just blame Riju, but unfortunately not this time. And then yeah, you've just got to hit all 4 feet with the
Oh, that's nice.
bomb arrows, and that section's not too bad.
Yeah, usually if I don't do my usual setup, it can get really messy here, but this worked out really well. So I'm glad.
Yeah, having extra hearty food means that it's not that punishing. Alright, we'll see Apple attempting the super launch now. It can save you a fair chunk of time because climbing the ladder is very slow.
That's true.
Oh, I missed the pull.
No.
Light pull.
Unfortunately.
Too much pressure.
Maybe I shouldn't have pointed it out. No. You get the mid-air, you can still land at the top, but...
Yeah, that looks
there we
good.
go. Nice one.
Yeah, that's a clean midair.
Yeah, we now have Zinpars inside the second dungeon. It's kind of the same formula as the first one, where you need to go around, activate the 5 terminals, then fight a boss. But this one can be a little tricky sometimes. I think it's safe to consider it's generally considered to be the hardest one.
Yeah,
It's like the whole thing with the gales and everything.
Yeah.
Can be very tricky. Also, like getting the neck one, or like the one in the head terminal. Which we're gonna see soon
Yeah,
from Zinpars.
exactly. You gotta like time your run in so you don't get stuck.
But also don't slide off too early.
But what you'll see is that Sin quickly sets his skew there by shield jumping on a sloped surface. This is to help with the clip that will be attempted towards the end of the Divine Beast.
Mhm.
This is weird. You can kind of just walk up this little thing on the neck. Yeah, you
Kinda
need a
like wall
duplex bow for
jump
this
it.
trick here, you see, because otherwise the node thing doesn't stay lit long enough to activate like the neck going up sequence. So yeah, using
And
a
then-
duplex bow means that you can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Let's
that
get-
mid-air was too low.
Yeah, you can just win bomb out, I think.
Yeah, shouldn't be a problem. Yeah. Usually would just make it up here with one mid-air or with a Rivali scale.
Yeah. So if you don't want to use the meta the Gale here, then you need to use it somewhere else, which is why we saw Sin use it inside of the Yiga hideout. Because you need to have all three recharged by the time you get to the third Divine Beast.
Yeah, and they only start recharging once you've used all of them.
Yeah, you can skip a little puzzle here using a Gale, it just lets you skip. Probably one of the lengthier puzzles inside of Naboris actually, where you need to get 2 warps and bring them here.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't done it in so long I don't even remember what exactly it is.
There's like, yeah, 2 orbs in different points of the little humps on the camel that you have to get and bring down. Pretty slow.
Okay, also entering Van
That was
Boris now.
Yeah, very clean entry there from Apple.
Thank you much.
Not getting hit by lightning. And yeah, what you see here is Zin has to activate the main terminal inside of Naboris, because although the 5th and final small terminal is active, it's like rotated 90 degrees, so even if you clip into the area where it is, you can't activate it because it needs to be upright. So because of that, you need to just do a little cutscene in order to rotate it the right way around.
Yeah, kind of annoying, but yeah, we'll just have to do it.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
There's no way around it.
Oh, okay, you're fine.
Yeah, barely. Yeah, as you can see, I can't activate it yet. I have to wait until it's actually...
You could clip
Almost.
in hypothetically, but as I said, it's rotated, so you couldn't activate it. What we will see now is that Sin will have tried to clip out. Gets the frame, and that's a very nice clip.
That was surprisingly, honestly. Okay. Now this is a fight where you can easily die, and dying here is not really optimal.
Yeah, I would say it's slow, in fact. Oh, you did a cool strat.
I hope I'm gonna hit him back
Yeah, he's in a
there.
bit of an awkward spot. Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Shot an extra one just in case.
Ooh.
And that was only in the neck, I see.
Yeah, it was a little sketchy looking, but it looks like you just got the A press. Yeah, you were fine.
Yeah.
Always
I
good.
hate that first terminal so much.
If you're too hasty, you can actually fall out before activating the terminal.
Yeah, and if you're too slow, then you can get stuck in the head as it goes back down, so it's kind of trickier than you'd think.
You don't want either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thunderblight, as long as you hit your shots, he's not too bad, but if you miss them, you're in for a bad time.
Oh, yeah.
He's very hard to hit because of his shield,
Not
and
sure if I hit the one below me.
it's very hard to dodge and parry.
Oh, it's also very risky because if you mess up, you can just die.
Exactly. I've lost several runs to him.
Yeah. Also, I see I'm getting copy paste in the chat. It's too long to read.
There's a Sin is godlike copy pasta, so it's good.
Didn't know it was Zinpars copy paste, but I'm glad I do.
Okay.
See Apple coming up to this terminal activation.
Before I forget, clean ragdoll.
I think you generally want to swap to the Falcon Bow there as well, so that the autosave on the tower has you with it. Gives you a bit of time if it goes wrong.
True, yeah. And probably want to switch off bomb arrows.
Yeah, you don't want to use bomb arrows, sir.
I'll probably just do a manual save. Because since I don't buy the ice arrows, I'm also kind of tight on ice arrows, and if I miss this once, I think the autosave will
Yeah, it eats your
take
ice
one
arrow
of mine. Yeah.
because it saves after you shoot it. This is one of the trickier segments in BTB specifically. You need to basically freeze the Bokoblin in a certain spot, then push him down from his tower, and use the tower to jump onto him. So it can go a bit weird. Hopefully we'll see a nice first try one. We'll see Apple attempting the clip.
Oh,
Ooh. That looks like the frame. Nice one.
there we go.
Clip's a bit low, so you can't fly straight to the terminal, but that's still way faster than having to wait to get all the way around the cycle.
Okay, nice, I got it.
Yep, that's a very nice BTB angle, actually. I lied, it's a bit to the left, but it's not bad.
Yeah, you can steer right pretty far, but it probably won't make it all the way.
Yeah, steering BTBs generally slows them down quite a lot.
Okay.
Slight shenanigans coming out here.
Oh,
I think you're probably best to just jump off in bullet time. Yeah, really.
Just gonna do this again. There we go.
Yeah, I don't do the sword strap because it looks a bit sketchy.
oops.
Ooh. Hopefully you don't get noticed. Oh, you got noticed.
This should still work, it's just a bit awkward.
Yeah, so generally Lazarfos BTBs are easiest to pull off if you get them in their surprised animation because they like slightly slant their back. But it's still doable if you don't.
Yeah, it just messes up your visual cues mostly.
And it makes the area you can hit to get away with it slightly smaller.
Ooh.
You might just go straight up here, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use the next Salvos.
Does that not mess up your ice arrows?
I should have enough. Let me manual save here, actually.
I guess if you don't use more than one for the final BTB, you'll be fine.
Boom.
Alright, that was a nice Thunderblight fight from Apple, and we'll see him coming up to the BTBs as well. Yeah, so you see the Selfless is frozen in a much nicer...
I overcorrected.
Yeah. I don't like that, using that Lazalfos, because he's slightly higher up, so he can be quite awkward to hit the right part of the back.
Oh, I haven't even realized that, but that makes sense.
Yeah, I just stand a bit further forwards in the on the ice block and bullet time earlier to compensate.
Yeah, generally these Lazalfos... okay. Guess the autosave is... the manual save is pretty bad.
Oh yeah, I probably should have mentioned actually. The manual save needs to be out of water or it won't like it.
Oh.
Yeah, if you're in the water, it's like getting you
Damn.
back to the lost spot where you were on land.
You a nice area. I think you can get away with it.
Yeah.
Autosaves in this game could be a bit weird.
Actually,
Only really in speedruns because you travel long distances without touching the floor. Just like that, our runners are pretty neck on neck.
yep.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the hardest sections in this run.
For sure. I lost so many runs here when I was learning the category. Ooh.
Same.
No, you didn't quite. I was worried that you got the main hit rather than the splash damage apple, but you're fine.
Oh, I got a lot of height of that.
Feels quite slow.
Oh, this
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there.
No, I didn't see where you hit, unfortunately.
It's incredibly slow.
Might hit the
You're
wall
pretty
here.
safe on-
Yeah,
oh.
thought so. Wasn't pushing
That
in
point-
enough.
Might be better to reload, but I think I'll just go for wind bombs.
Yeah, I think you probably want to for safety.
Yeah,
Means if you get another bad auto save, at least you'll be nearer.
yeah, true. I mean, maybe actually.
I
I'm
hope
never sure
this
with wind bombs.
saved me on top of the tower. It does. Okay.
I think you can get lag off of this stable or healer rail.
Oh,
Oh, I don't want that.
I play a lot of bingo, so I'm used to improvising movement.
Yeah, if Apple gets his BTD, then it
Okay,
will
this was a better
be neck on
push.
neck again.
Also, I pushed like a little bit too less, so I hit the wall.
Right, yeah, that was unfortunate.
This
That
doesn't look
looks-
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also going for the optional wind bombs at this point.
So I could get bullet time here, but nope. Oh my god. Gotta wait for my bomb to recharge.
Yeah, as you see, the BTBs are generally a lot faster for long distance movement. We only really want to use wind bombs and overworld movement for either when we want to go up a lot or shorter distances, basically.
Okay, this is a good spot. A good position.
Yep, that's what you want. As I mentioned before, wind bombs also damage you, so if you take a lot of damage in quick succession, it can eat through your food quite a lot. But both the runners cooked some backup food, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Oh, this is bad. Is Octorok shooting my bomb away?
Just sniped your bomb.
Oh no.
Where you at?
Where is he?
Okay, he's hiding, he's hiding.
You can
Can
probably
do
stand on
this.
that log to your right, to be honest. That's a nice BTP from Zen. Doesn't quite get the deflection, which can give you a lot of height.
Oh, got lag stop.
Yeah, that was pretty easy usually here, but I've done it a bit too... I don't even
With
know.
the-
honestly.
Yeah. Late. You need to get the second B press before the...
You're annoying. Away with this guy.
These Octoroks are out to get you, Apple.
Yeah, they really want me there. Okay, one more wind bomb.
Damn. Not getting the best wind bombs right here. I keep hitting the mountains.
This has been unfortunate for both runners. But it is a marathon run. Something had to go wrong.
That has to be at some point.
Exactly.
Also missing all the super launches right now. Which is, I mean, they are hard, but missing 2 in a row is
Yeah. Some
disheartening.
days it can be like that because your muscle memory is just not there.
Mm.
Notice me?
Anyway, I'm glad I'm getting here a little bit earlier than Apple because there will be 5 minutes of cutscenes.
It's very uneventful. It's like, yeah, 4.5 minutes of just mashing B and A at points.
Or just turn off your brain and mash both.
Exactly.
Looks like
I
a
always
good
lose time when I
BTP.
do that though, because I like miss a prompt or something. It's a nice BTP from Apple.
Just get a rebound here.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
I
Unfortunately.
hit the wall. Gotta climb
Yeah, I
up.
don't think you quite got the second B press before you hit.
Climb up here fast before the rain really starts.
Yeah. So I mentioned that there's no rain earlier, but this is like forced rain because of the main quest. So time of day doesn't affect it until you've completed this main quest.
Kind of bombs equipped.
One thing about the whole area around Thor's domain is that it's very laggy because of all the cliffs and the rain. So you
Yeah.
can easily get lag for super launches.
Hope I'm high enough. I am. A little bit too far to the right.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pull off one more, I think.
Yeah, looks like it. Oh. Awkward jump there.
Yeah, these front hops have been a bit rough today. Nice super launch Fave. Take you right to the cutscene trigger.
It's what we need here.
And while you're entering the cutscene, I'm leaving the cutscene. And you know what comes
And
after
go
this cutscene?
into the next cutscene.
Yeah!
The cutscene's split in half by like running down the stairs.
Gliding, please.
Gliding is faster, you're right. My bad.
Optimal movement here.
We don't lose time here.
Never.
Never.
Also, I have my splits open and I was 2.5 minutes ahead of my PB on after Divine Beast, and now I'm gonna be behind slightly.
I was gonna say you're ahead of my PB at the end of Naloris, which isn't bad.
Yeah, but after what happened at the Lazaro for
Yeah.
Speed TVs,
Yeah, that was very unfortunate. Especially
it's
with
totally
the
my
save.
bad. Oh, to the save. I didn't know about that saving
Yeah,
in the water
it's-
thing. That's good to know.
Yeah. I don't know. I always
Good to know for future runs. So.
I usually notice it after the fact. Like it happens to row, I'm like, oh yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be the same for me.
Oh. Alright. Yeah, cutscenes. It's kind of the name of the game for this section. That said, this is still the shortest of the Divine Beast segments. Because there's not much you do outside of it, beyond the Divine Beast itself.
Is it shorter than Meadow?
Pretty similar.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe slightly longer, actually.
Big part is just the talk in here, the cutscenes.
Yeah.
Meadow Split takes slightly longer because you have to go out of your way and activate a shrine before you actually travel to Rito Village.
Oh, okay, I see. And for this Divine Beast, you don't factor in the shock arrows because you already have them.
Exactly. Casually, there's usually a quest you have to do to obtain the shock arrows, but again, it's slow, so we don't want to do it.
So we have to deal with a Lionel.
Yeah, you have to.
And that
summon
can
a
be
waterfall
very
to take-
janky at some points.
Yeah, they have aimbot, so you don't want to deal with them if possible. Yeah, two wind bombs will take you up to where Sidon awaits, and you begin the Enter Varnabora sequence.
Also, you'll see us use the Great Eagle bow, the triple shot bow, which is really strong for a lot of things, even though it's not really necessary. Which could look like it wastes durability, but we don't actually need that much durability.
Yeah, it has a lot of durability as one of the champion weapons, and it has very long range and fire speed, so it's just very versatile in this run.
I think the only reason why it could break is if you miss a trick at the end and have to fight Calamity.
Yeah, I think there's... I don't know, as long as you're careful in Death Mountain, yeah. Because if it
Oh yeah, it could also burn in Death
too
Mountain.
long.
Yeah, that would be very unfortunate.
Yep.
Yeah, the bows burn incredibly slowly, so usually that's not an issue. Gotta be careful if you have a very bad fire blight fight. What you'll see here is Zinnia fires a shock arrow, which means you only have to break 2 of the ice blocks there. Saves you time. Oh, he's going for the 1 cycle.
I'm never gonna get it.
Yeah. So it shoots a bit too high, unfortunately. Yeah, if you
I will
manage
always
to
try, but I never get it. It's just
If you manage
one
to
day I'll get
sniper.
used to it.
I think you shoot a bit lower than you are. It looked a bit too high.
Okay.
I got the first shot the last 2 times, but missed the third shot.
Yeah, one cycle on one wheel of stamina is very difficult. Just as a general rule of thumb. There's a
But yeah,
small
2 seconds
trick-
not much slower and a lot easier.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a small trick you can do on the 2 cycle, which saves quite a lot of time, where you wait a little bit before climbing back onto Sidon, and that means you're in range of the ice attacks Ruta throws at you, so you can literally instantly unfreeze them,
Okay.
Yeah.
which lets you skip like the second sequence of things being fired at you.
Kind of got a
Because
bad
usually you're too
wind
far
bump.
away.
Yeah, unfortunate wind bump means that Apple has to run over to you.
Yeah, but I'm glad I didn't get too far or a little bit lower, because then I would have landed like below and somewhere near the water, and that can be very bad.
You do get the Zora armor, which means you can swim up these waterfalls, but that's still pretty slow and not where you want to be.
Yeah. We'll do it later, but that's just because it's such a huge waterfall.
Yeah. It gives you the height you need to get into Death Mountain. It's very useful, actually, that climb.
There's actually a BTB that gets you up there, but I think it's about the same speed.
It's pretty much breaks even, and it's so much harder. I saw Vivo show it.
Yeah, for this Divine Beast, there's 2 different strats that you have to do, or that you can do, either do wind bombs or do Rivali Gales. But usually only do wind bombs if your Gales are not ready yet, which can happen if
Exactly.
you're too fast.
So in top runs there, you pretty much have to do the Gales, but if you lose any time between Naboris and here, then you have your Gales back and you can just use them.
Yeah.
And we did have a couple issues between Naboris and here.
Yeah, a bit. Although most of them were reloads. Oh, wait, hold on. It's the...
Oh, yeah, it's 2 spins.
Usually pretty good at turning this, but
Do you use Meg?
because I messed it up. Yeah, I use much controls and I move around.
Oh, right. Oh, you going for the 1 cycle, Apple?
Gonna try.
Go on.
I missed that one.
Not too bad. Oops. Meanwhile, I missed the square on his block.
Oh,
Oh,
oh
That is
no, this is
very
very
unfortunate.
unfortunate.
Wait, how did you die?
he landed on the opposite side, so Sidon took a bit of time to swim over. By that time, the first attack had gone out, and it was behind him.
So he's just jumping into my face.
Yeah,
I
one
had no
cycle
idea
was
that could
risky.
happen. That's
Yeah,
really
I
unfortunate.
realized it late as well, so I didn't have time to eat. Oh, I gotta start over from here.
At least you're after the cutscene, that's all I'm gonna say.
Imagine if you had to rewatch for 2 minutes of cutscene. I would probably safety save even if I wasn't going for the 1 cycle. Getting onto this statue here can be incredibly annoying, as Apple is showing.
Oops.
It's usually
Oh,
preference
God.
on if
Okay.
you climb the statue or just, make it
I'm
cryo block.
gonna do the cryo block now. I have enough to statue.
Yeah, I still do cryo block.
Oh,
And yeah, as you'll see, Zin uses 3 gales to get all the way up here to this trunk terminal. You can do 2 wind bombs, but it's a tiny bit slower.
Oh, this bad wind bump.
And yeah, Ruta's on a cycle. You generally just want to do everything as quickly as you can so you can make it in time, because one of the terminals is spinning. And you got to get there when it's facing up, right?
yeah.
Doesn't look like... Actually, no, it might be a bit weird because of the stuff that happened with your first terminal.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this time we're not gonna try to one cycle.
Yeah, maybe play it safe this time.
Yeah.
If this
we'll
time you
hit
can
it.
just enter the cage before it gets closed, and that skips the whole puzzle.
Yep.
And for some reason, the cycle's perfectly lined up, so I'll take it.
Yeah, you did 1 in cycles worth of messing around at the start. Perfect.
All calculated.
It feels better than missing the cycle, not gonna lie.
True.
Yeah, maybe you do it like half a cycle quicker, but have to wait. That feels awful. So, yeah. All right, coming up to our third boss fight, Waterblight Ganon. Yeah, he's not too difficult because using the Great Eagle Bow and Bomb Arrows, you can instantly knock him down, which means that he's not really a threat. And it's just a matter of barraging him with bomb arrows and shock arrows. We used most of our bomb arrows in this fight just because you can't use them for the Fire Blight fight.
Exactly.
Sidon?
Where is he off to? You've had some really weird boss fights here. Yeah,
Not this
these
time.
roadblocks can be a little hard.
Not
with
this
motion
time.
controls. It's one of the trade-offs.
I'm gonna go safe here, glide between the both two here.
Wow. Took like barely any damage from my bomb arrow there.
The first one, I
So
think only one of the arrows hit him.
Is that much less damage?
Yeah, it's a third of it.
No. I mean, it looked like it was only a sliver, but maybe that's a
Alright.
third.
I don't know, maybe it was a body shot as well. I don't body yet for it,
Perhaps.
so I can't tell.
And for me, it's really hard to tell if I hit or not because of all the explosions.
Yeah,
So what's going on?
exactly. You can't see much. That's the thing that can make Thunderblight a bit tricky as well, because he's very small and inside an explosion.
Yeah, agreed.
We've got Apple coming into Rita as well. Some points you can save time overs in here. Close the gap a bit.
Yeah, you can save an entire cycle.
An entire cycle and a bit of shenanigans in the boss fight.
True.
The Rita 1 cycles aren't that easy, so we'll see.
Oh god.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
suddenly we're bomb placement.
Yeah, I'll probably just make a cryo block here.
Quindi è sempre sei venuto.
Yeah, this area is quite laggy, as we mentioned before, so it's weird stuff can happen with your wind
In
bombs.
tal caso
Yeah, I don't think it was the lag, it was mostly bomb placement, but
Yeah, but I found even lag sometimes changes my timing slightly.
yeah, that's also true.
Getting
So here
hit
we're gonna-
is not too bad because, yeah, you want to swim this waterfall, and the thing that you need to press A sometimes takes time to load in if you get too fast.
Yeah, then you just swim or sitting there waiting for it.
Yeah. Speedy cog spin from Apple. You love to see
Oh.
it.
Doing the no motion control strats here.
I hate that one from there so much, Sin. I don't go for that one.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's not. I think I have to get up here.
Yeah. It's faster because you don't have to glide over to a different spot, but you have a very narrow margin for the bullet time.
Yeah.
Just BTB off the moblin.
What I'll save here. This is a very tough BTB. And an important one.
It's a tough BTB, and also the autosave here is right back in Zora domain, so you really don't want to
ora guarda
have
le
to move all the way back over there. But since it's a careful setup, usually, yeah, You can propel yourself all the way into Death Mountain using all those alphas.
Looks pretty good.
Surface are very
Start
good
to make
for horizontal speed.
Yeah,
BTBs.
since the posture is very vertical, if you can hit like one of the flat parts of the back, then you can get a lot of horizontal speed. But yeah, once you go into Death Mountain, you will start taking fire damage, which can be annoying, but that's what most of the hearty food we get is for. We also get a metal bow generally to avoid that catching fire.
Yeah, because if you enter this cutscene and have a burnable bow, it will just burn no matter what.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way.
Restano solo due.
Since in the extended category, we don't get a metal bow, so you have to be very careful with your bow routing inside of the Death Mountain area. Ooh, okay. I don't know. That cage
Okay.
looks a bit close for me on apples.
Resta solo un
Yeah, you need to angle the camera towards the terminal, it won't let you activate it. It's a bit weird.
Oh no, it's a bit too late.
Ooh, yeah, that's not good. Yeah, we'll see Zen buys the flame breaker armor, I think it's called, which allows you to walk around this section of Death Mountain without catching fire.
Yeah.
But you do need to cook a level 1 flame resist to walk around the rest.
Yeah, I wanted to grab that lizard, but I failed to crouch, so it ran away.
gli occhi belli.
But there should be a backup here, I hope.
Yeah, there's the one that I found accidentally, if you remember where that is.
Yeah, there's a couple here around, but that should be the fastest.
It's only a bit too close there. Okay, you're good.
Attento a quella lancia. Può arrivare molto lontano.
Slightly sketchy phase one, I don't know where his head is. Okay, looks like you got him.
Yeah, I heard
Okay,
I had the
biggest
headshot on the
growing
second
bomb
shot.
here.
Yeah, you perform a wind bomb using Zins to get to Yunobo, which is the section you need to do in order to continue the name quest. If you get here quickly, you can get an unloaded wall. Unfortunately, the wind bomb was a bit too slow for that, which means you have to perform an extended shield clip.
Oh, where am I? Okay. I'll just grab these extra arrows. I don't think I need them. Oh, that's the wrong chest. Never mind.
Yeah, 10 extra ice arrows can be useful if you've had issues anywhere in the run. Since you need typically 2 more to BTB to Hyrule Castle.
2?
I use 2 for my setup.
Oh, okay. I only use 1. But yeah, it will also help you maybe for the Ganon. No, Fireblight fight, maybe.
Fireblight fight, yeah. Generally, the shock arrows will get you through Fireblight, but sometimes you'll need to go into your ice arrow collection.
Yeah, if you like miss a headshot or something.
Exactly, yeah.
Can
Or if you
happen.
used a lot on Waterblight. And if you perform the shield clip, again, you need to clear the ragdoll, which is what we just saw Zinpars do.
Yeah, I think I can eat this. Yeah.
Yep.
Also, the steel bow that you pick up is sadly a zoom bow, so some wind bombs might look a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, after rescuing Yunobo, we get 3 more fire elixirs here, which will be enough to get us through all of Rudania.
Yeah, it's more than enough. Usually you only need one of those 3 to get you to the end of the Death Mountain section.
Yeah.
Very nice wind bomb from Apple, which does mean that the waterfall hasn't loaded in yet. You can speed it up by unequipping and re-equipping shield, like you would with any other load. you do the good wind bomb spot. I approve.
It gets me there. It's pretty fast. I take it.
Consistent bullet time. Ooh. It's fine. So yeah, we'll just see Zinpars is wind bombing over to the Bridge of Eldin, which is the last place we need to go before the entry section of the fourth and final Divine Beast.
Forgot where I wind bomb from here. Oh, it is here. Okay.
There's a few spots, yeah.
You gotta make sure that I won't get stabbed by the moblin with the spear.
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
Ah.
I froze in a little bit too early,
Yeah.
so I couldn't land on far back.
So yeah, in order to progress with the Unibo section, you need to take out the 2 black moblins. They have quite a lot of health, but thankfully we have Abosa's Fury because we've completed Naboris, and that basically allows us to choose for combat.
Yep. I think there's other strats like just spamming ice arrows.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Apple is doing that.
You can
I'm also
do
going
1
to
Fury and 2
Furies.
Ice Arrows on both of them, which saves you 2 Furies for one of the Guardians, but it's personal preference.
Yeah.
It's a lot of height.
Yeah, tiny bit early on the bullet time. I think you might still make it there.
If you know your backup wind
Like, you
bombs,
can
it shouldn't be a
wind
big
bomb from here.
problem.
Yeah, the wind take
Getting
can make this
blocked
wind bomb
here.
a bit annoying, but that's kind of how they keep you from crossing this area casually. There's
Yeah.
a gust of wind that pushes you away.
Okay, and now I'm gonna enter the Unobo escort section, which is quite a long section where we have to escort Unobo.
Yep, it's about 6 minutes, and the most annoying thing about this section, I'd say, is the fact that you can't do whistle sprinting, which is a trick we haven't mentioned yet, but it lets you basically infinitely sprint. Won't worry about stamina. But whistling is used in the Universe section to tell when to start and stop running, so we can't use it here.
Good thing you have those extra hearty food.
Yep.
Oh, I don't need that.
Yeah.
Throw it in trash. I need it. My wind bomb timing kind of is messed up right now.
Yeah, feels like early first bomb.
And yeah, one of the problems here is also that you can't wind bomb because otherwise Unobo will get too far away and will just stop walking.
Yeah, exactly. You need to keep him with you. Yeah, this is
Another
just another...
bad wind bomb.
Yeah, like early first bomb. This is very cycle based, like the inside of Varuta. You just want to get to the place as quickly as you can, so you can make a cycle on the second part of this. See a neat little trick here, which saves you climbing up and killing the Guardian. You want to hit this boulder 3 times at a certain angle. Unfortunately, it shoots a little bit too far left, which means it misses. But yeah, that can just save you a few seconds. Otherwise, you can just climb up and push a rock onto Guardian.
Yeah, it has a nice casual feeling to it.
Yeah, exactly. Actually doing something intended in this run.
Indeed. There's lots of strats that can save you time here. So it's actually, even though it looks really slow, it can be highly optimized.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Universe Escort. A lot of people are not. But yeah, it's personal preference.
I am
I don't
not.
really like it. Maybe if I like looked more into it and got consistent at all the hard strats, it could be interesting.
Yeah, getting the
But-
cycle here is like one of the most satisfying parts in all dungeons for me.
Somehow my didn't start even though I held X, but oh well.
There's this Guardian here that usually is in party now. If you're on a bad cycle, then he's too far away from you to hit. But if you get hit quick enough, then you don't have to worry about it.
Sure, you know, both following. Yeah, we're gonna now not only is God Unobo, but also this metal crate, which will
metal
destroy
crate is
everything in our.
Very useful.
Yeah.
One of the highest kill counts of any weapon we have in this run.
Just follow back up. Great Eagle
Did you
Bow,
get the
very useful.
unloaded apple, or did you?
I did get the
Flip?
unloaded, yeah.
Nice one. Yeah, as you see, Black Moblin there, usually quite a tough enemy, but you can smack him once through the head with the box and he goes down. It's honestly a little broken.
Yeah, I think that's only possible with the motion controls.
I think if you're doing left and right, you can do one hit
Yeah.
kill without
Left,
motion
right
controls.
is without motion controls, works
But
pretty
yeah,
fine.
to do up and down, you need motion controls.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna see Apple do the non-motion control strat.
Left and right wiggle. Works pretty well.
Nice wind bombs there, though. Definitely recovered them. Oh. I'm always so scared when people aggressively throw their box around.
But it's fast.
I've seen people throw it off the mountain, so I'm always a little careful with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, losing it here is not very nice, since you
Yeah,
gotta kill
it's a
those
bit of
with
an awkward
bombs,
matchup.
and that can be very annoying.
Sometimes the boss
the
also
alternate
hits
strat
me
is...
when it's forced back to me.
Yeah, you need to be very careful with that. The alternate strat is you can save 2 Furies, and then you don't need to keep the Gale for this last bit. Not the Gale, the box for this last bit, but it's up to preference again.
Technically can throw this box away here, but I like to keep it because you have
Placing
to
the
keep
box,
this box or the one up here.
I don't mind lowering the boxer anymore, now that I've learned how you're actually meant to do it.
Hit it! Oh my god. Okay, goodbye.
That's too much lag. That won't work.
And yeah, since you left the other box behind, you don't have to worry about lowering that one.
Mhm.
There we go. Good one, bomb. And yeah, there's one more camp of moblins to deal with, where there's 2 black moblins. And as before, just smack him around the head with the box, and you don't have to worry about him.
Stronger than the Great Eagle Bow.
Yep.
And more durable.
Ah,
Best DPS in the game. Probably.
You know, spawn sniping is probably higher DPS.
Yeah, true. I don't know, I haven't tried hitting the bosses with metal boxes, to be honest.
notice a strat that you can do it that you do with Hinox. For Trial of the Sword.
box.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's
it's
probably
pretty
as
slow.
much as I was saying.
I want to try a Trial of the Sword category at some point.
Yes, give
On a
me a reason to
completely
run it again.
unrelated note.
It's a pretty niche category. So it could
Sounds
use
good,
some
you know,
routing.
Manny.
Especially out of bounds routing.
Yeah, because most people who only run the Trial of the Sword don't do the out of bounds movement.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
just
I was
run to
hoping.
the finish.
Exactly, yeah. Clearing all the rooms. But that's a different category. What we have now is our 4th and final dungeon. Divine Beast, Thar, Rudania.
Yay! Oh, let me
Fans
get
of
rid
the,
that bow.
I think you want duplex here actually, so you don't switch for the for the next shot.
I usually just switch for the next shot, but yeah, you're right.
Saves you a menu.
Kind of have to run here. I used all my health for wind bombing.
Yeah, one thing people might notice is all the Divine Beast names are sort of callbacks to older games. You have Irunia for Rudania, Ruto, which is what Ruta's named after, Medley for Meadow, and Naboru for Naboris. It's a nice little callback to some of the older games.
Yeah, I like it. And yeah, it's really dark in this room, but after getting the map here, it will be light again. So don't worry.
It's kind of weird because the only thing that actually closes for the opening section is the front door, but apparently that's enough to light up the entire interior of a Divine Beast because the roof starts closed.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Option.
I now see Apple starting the escort section. I will be paying close attention to the cycles.
I'm gonna do a trick shot here, which saves a lot of time. I don't even remember the casual strat for it.
Yeah. It's a nice little snipe shot that saves you a basically fire escort by shooting.
I was a little bit too fast.
Yeah, a little cool.
So I lost. You know, before
Did
a
you run away
second.
from Yeah, I always run
Yeah.
around to the left just so I don't lose Unibo. You don't lose any time for taking slightly longer getting to that point.
Didn't even know we could be too fast. I guess I'm slow.
If you cut the corner too much, then you can lose Unibo. So
Oh,
you
okay.
follows you to the right, doubles back to the left, and by that time you're already too far.
Did you up fall already? Oh, it did. I'm
You
blind.
was not the fastest.
It's a nice little little strat inside Rudania. You can crawl through these little holes in the door. I'm not sure how intended that is, but it looks funny, so I approve.
Yeah, it looks really cool. The first time I saw this, after finishing my casual playthrough, my mind was blown.
Just slightly missed.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Not getting the stasis snipe shot on this Flying Guardian.
Oh,
Skywatcher? I don't know. It's a Flying Guardian of some variety.
thanks Skywatcher, but I was not sure myself.
I think
Skywatchers
Skywatchers are
might be
the.
the big guys with lasers that you get in Hyrule Castle.
Oh, you're right. Those are just like scouts or something.
Yeah, something like that.
It's probably not their official name, but it's something that they do.
Yeah, Gale will take you up to this final terminal inside of Rudania. And then it'll be time for the final Blight fight.
A little bit of a scary fight because you'll be on fire for the whole fight.
Exactly. You want to use the attack food since it's faster, of course, but that means you have to remove your fire resistance elixir, and you will be taking damage if you're slow in any of the stuff. We're getting a pretty decent cycle with those two guys.
Probably because I missed it. Too fast again? Or too far?
But where did you go?
You've lost the... Yeah, you do get Mipha's Grace after you complete Ruta, which means that you don't have to worry about health too much in this fight. But if you burn your Mipha's Grace early in the run, it can be a little scary.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, yeah, you can skip this final heart, since you don't need an extra heart.
Where are you going,
Very well.
Moblin? Why are you running away?
Long distance movement. I don't know why he does that sometimes. He just runs away from the box. To be fair, I would be terrified as well.
I've actually never seen that.
Um,
Uh oh, he's coming.
Stop. Bad. Stop.
One more.
Bad.
Yeah. That's why motion controls are generally slightly nicer on the escort section. You have a little more control over the box, but yeah.
No, I'm getting another cutscene, which is one of the cutscenes that make Italian faster, I think.
I think this is the one. It saves you so much time to do
The
this
one,
cutscene
okay.
in Italian over French or German, which are the other two fast
Yeah, there's
non-full
not-
game categories.
There's not many cutscenes that influence the speed of different languages because it's depends on the voice audio and not on the text.
Yeah,
It's also why
exactly.
Japanese is not faster than everything, or Chinese, because it's not the letters, it's the voices.
Yeah, it's literally the voice acting cutscenes that you have to worry about.
I might have alerted them.
Alright, now the final BTB in all dungeons is one of the trickier ones as well. But
Yeah, by now there is another setup that is apparently more consistent, but I haven't had much luck with it so far.
I still use this setup, I'm pretty fine with it.
Yeah, the biggest problem is that you can void out because you're flying over the Korok forest.
Can't really want to whistle there, Apple. You never can get noticed if you don't.
I feel pretty fine about this.
Okay. And yeah, it's just a matter of placing 3 arrow shots so that you can get the Bacubble interface the right direction.
I'll try again.
Yeah, unfortunately a bit too late on the bullet time. If you bullet time too near to the Bokoblin, it doesn't let you bounce off of him.
Yeah, it's probably
That's earlier. That's a reload. What you want
I
to do
think the
is
setup wouldn't have
actually
worked.
whilst you're shield sliding, I think they'll notice you if you reload. I don't know if that'll happen.
Oh, you're probably right.
Hey, it's a much nicer Bokoblin camp for
Cool.
Apple. Yeah, so as you saw, because you're still on the shield for that reload, it makes a sound as you load back in. It's really weird, but you get noticed instantly.
In this game, the sound transfers between saves. Like if you load something, then whatever sound you were making still applies.
I'm not sure if it's quite that simple. I think it's mostly to do with when you're actually shield surfing.
Oh,
So
maybe.
I think if you're gliding, you're okay.
But if you're gliding with
if
your
you're
shield
gliding-
on, I think that's a problem as well.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's shield
Oh.
surfing still.
I see.
You noticed it a lot at the Technica sub BTB as well. It's
This is
slightly
very
to the
far left, so I think
but-
I'm fine.
Yeah. It's not going to take you exactly there, but it lets you dodge V. I should have mentioned before, the main tricky part of this BTB is Korok Forest. You have to go directly over it to get to Hyrule Castle, and it can void you out, which can be very annoying.
Oh, I can actually curve this really well, so this is a nice.
Maybe a little too well.
Yeah, I'm still struggling to recognize which entrances I have to go to.
Yeah.
I always look at the towers, and then I know.
Oh God, it's very. That's not my capture card, by the way. That's the game.
Yeah. You probably just want to watch the memory at this point.
Yeah. Wait, where is it?
You pause menu, main pause menu, and then to the left. Yeah, it's fair. And
Oh,
then,
here.
yeah.
Ah, there we go.
It can be a bit tricky to find it since you don't generally want to go to the memory watching spot in runs.
Yeah. I also often mess up the movement here a little bit, so the cutscene loads in before I get to actually watch the memory. So yeah,
There we go.
completely forgot. And now I'm gonna do a precise setup.
Yep. So this last major trick we're gonna see is a trick called damage during cutscene, and it effectively allows you to skip the Calamity Ganon fight. What happens is if you fire an arrow as you start a cutscene, the arrow is present during the cutscene, and since they're rendered in game, the bosses can take damage from the frozen arrows.
It's also used in any percent to skip the first blight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can use it to basically damage whichever boss shows up during the first cutscene. Unfortunately,
Yeah, go ahead. I'll
the arrow
fight.
shot was a tiny bit off, which means that it doesn't hold Calamity Ganon in place and he falls down as a result. Zin will have to fight Kalam. Which isn't too bad in all dungeons because you have the Great Eagle Bow and some backup arrows. I think you generally want the Claymore for phase 2 though if you don't have the Furies.
Where's the bomb arrows? Not there.
Don't think you need the bomb arrows.
Oh, I need the claymore.
Yeah, you need the Claymore for phase 2, I think.
Oh, whoops. I didn't see he was so low already.
If you get your Furies back, you can also laser parry, but I don't think you quite get the DPS with the roots.
Oops. Yeah, I'm just gonna grab the claymore real quick.
So let's...
Sadly, I'll go to wall now. I mean, I can still.
It's not as
knock
bad
off.
because you have a Daruk's protection
Gonna break
in
these.
all dungeons. Yeah, you don't have
Oh, I
Furies.
don't have them yet. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. So just use this and yeah.
That works. Wait,
Yeah, 2 hits in the spin should be fine. Right, you see the app coming up with a snipe shot.
There we go.
Nicely. And yeah, this is a nice trick in used a lot in any percent called the stun lock. And if you slam Ganon at a very specific timing, you can just stun lock him, which lets you to get through phase 2 for free.
yeah, so even if you miss the snipe, it's not too bad because you have
Yeah,
so many tools.
And last but not least, we have the most intimidating fight in the game, Dark Beast Ganon.
Ooh.
Yep. It's an
Try again.
auto-scroller, basically.
Oh, he's gonna hit me. He's gonna hit me. Close.
I'm always so scared of that.
I used to be scared, but he literally never hits.
Yeah. Coming up to the 4th Rudania terminal. Rudania is probably my favorite Divine Beast to run. I just like the strats inside of it. It's very unique.
Yeah, same. The fight, though, kind
Fight's
of...
a bit sketchy.
Yeah.
I think I like it as a test of skill as well. Like, not panicking makes that fight so free. As long as you can keep track of your bow being on fire, yourself being on fire, and the fight itself. And like, if it gets too sketchy, you can just use another fire resist elixir because you have
Exactly.
Yeah, technically you have enough options, you just have to not panic and remember all your
it.
options.
Exactly. Because I've seen a lot of new runners, they do die to Fireblight, especially if they lose their Mipha's Grace.
Oh yeah, I've died a lot there.
Yeah, in the beginning that was also a big problem for me.
I think I even used to grab so many rupees that I could buy the whole armor, or like 2 armor pieces.
Yeah, 2 armor pieces means you can have attack food and not worry about fire, but again, it takes quite a long time. But coming up for the timing for Zinpars, I will try estimate a countdown for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be when the arrow hits.
Yeah, when the arrow hits the iron cannon set. And now.
I think I hit that somewhat.
GG.
GG's.
GG.
Very solid run.
Didn't need to take that.
That was pretty close to my PB actually.
Yeah, I thought so. I think actually if you didn't
yeah.
miss the skip, we probably actually would have gotten the PB.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
the
did a
biggest
lot
thing will
PB.
be the bad save, yeah, on the way
Oh,
to
yeah.
Zora's domain, losing you about 3 minutes. But yeah, GG is very solid run.
Really well played.
And we'll see if Apple can show us the spawn snipe play later.
Yeah.
Pressure on me again.
Okay,
Right,
we're gonna
right.
see if
No,
people
it's okay.
can
We'll
show
see
what
when Apple gets it, because it's going to happen.
Exactly.
True.
Link. Link. Grazie per aver recuperato tutti i colossi sacri e liberato gli spiriti dei campioni. Ora staranno aspettando il momento della tua battaglia contro Ganon al castello di Irule.
First cutscene.
Anche io ti aspetto.
It is a scary run though, all dungeons, because there's lots of those BTBs are pretty precise, and if you just get a little bit of a wrong angle, then you basically have to reload or do backup wind bombs that take as much time as a reload.
Yeah, I learned it as my second category, and I would not recommend it. Like, something like Master Sword and Dungeons is a lot more beginner friendly until you
Agreed.
know what you're doing.
Yeah, when you start running this game, you look like at each BTB as a precise setup, and only later you will actually start to understand when you have to bullet time and which part of the enemy you have to hit.
Yeah, they're like entirely different tricks to begin with. Each different BTB setup.
Oh, you also use 2 ice arrows.
2 ice arrow gang.
That was a bit too early.
I don't know what happened there. Yeah, it looked like you're... It looked like you bullet timed about as late as you could, Faye, so I don't know what happened with the setup. Maybe just standing a bit too far back.
Or probably just shot the arrow a little bit too high, maybe. The second one.
There's a number of things it could be. I didn't quite catch it.
Yeah, with 3 arrow shots, there's tons of variables.
Is that what I wanted? It's not
That
too
one
bad.
looks
A little
pretty
bit, a little bit low, maybe.
Blue's generally better here. If you're higher up, you're more likely to void out, I believe.
Yeah, especially with like less speed.
But the issue is you did go a bit far right, so yeah. I think it's got you.
Ah, I got it.
Too bad. Yeah, that's the issue with this BTB.
Can just be like, no, you gotta try it again.
Oh, but also like it takes a long time to actually spawn again.
Yeah. If you miss it once, you don't have to reload because the Bokoblins are all back in their starting positions. So it just comes down to how many arrows you have if you have to reload once.
It's no problem right now. Got enough arrows, that's good.
Exactly.
Bow is about to break though. That's probably my last shot. Ah, no. Go on more.
I think most of your bows you can get away with using here anyway. That looks good. Oh,
What?
never mind.
It did look good.
Yeah, I thought you had that. I guess you were a tiny bit too close. No, that's weird actually. But you had that. Oh well. Yeah, but no, this happens a lot. Like, lots of runners get here on very good pace, like PB pace, and this can just kill a run if you have a bad day with it. There we go.
It's a little bit more left.
Yeah, it looks fine to me. It's a bit far right, actually. I don't know.
It's a little bit better
Could
than
work.
before, right?
Ah,
I think it's generally a bit more forgiving if you slightly delay the first glider pull, but yeah, it can
I
be
think you can go
awkward.
lower. Still, I'm not sure how much it changes, but it's what people are saying.
You don't start losing your speed until you pull the glider, basically, so the longer you can wait until pulling it, the better. Yeah, this is about to break your bow. Hopefully it doesn't kill the... Oh, no, you're good.
This looks good, it looks good. I really like this one.
Yeah, you should be able to get around with this one at least, like the others in.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. Got me worried
Just dodged
there.
it.
Life flashed before our eyes. And it looks like you're in a nice line to land at the correct entrance.
Don't forget the memory.
Yeah, so what we did is we trigger a memory here because it's the quickest way of loading in Hyrule Castle. If Hyrule Castle isn't loading correctly, you can't trigger the
Oh, we
boss.
just get the load.
Occasionally
Okay.
it will just, load in, but usually it won't.
It's the fastest way after all.
Yep.
Damn, that saves so much time actually.
Yeah, like,
Long load though. There you go.
Yeah, the memory usually has long loads as well though.
I'll do this again.
yeah, so it's a pretty precise setup. But one of the
Save
advantages
here
of...
maybe. Probably don't need it, but
I don't think you want to. I think you just take the fight even if you miss it.
okay, it just
Oh,
broke
I
it.
think breaking the bow actually makes it fail because the arrows fly slightly faster, but we'll see.
Wait, this is faster?
I think arrows fly faster when your bow breaks. We'll see.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I've never heard that before.
Wait, I think I used the wrong bow. Actually,
Oh, yeah, no, it might be Falcon actually, yeah.
I used Falcon bow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
Guess we get another fight then here.
Yep,
Poggers.
we're here for the fights. So your Fury's back at least. Those two should be pretty good. Yeah, you got the extra ice iron, so I don't think you need those bombs.
At least you have the Great Evil Bow now for the fight.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, both of these runners also do any percent, so Ganon strats are perfectly fine.
You should have seen my last run when I had to fight Ganon. It was not fine.
Oh no.
Oh, he's going to the wall. It's
Oh.
pretty unfortunate.
You can
though.
use Fury to get him down, or do
Oh yeah, right.
Timing can be a little weird.
Ah, that might not work.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, you can
that weapon was too
there
weak.
and then.
It's the 4 hits here.
It's kind of
Actually-
just you want to start spinning when the zapping stops, but it's a bit hard to time that.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, you get.
Nice, nice. I get to enjoy this beautiful credits music.
Yeah, Rivali's theme is definitely one of the best songs in the game, objectively speaking.
Oh,
I will not hear an argument.
I'm a Lurelin Village fan.
Yeah, I respect it.
L'intero corpo di Ganon è pervaso da un rancore maligno.
Yeah, as you can see, Darkbeast really doesn't pose much of a threat. He's kind of just an unskippable cutscene at the end of the run. I guess it's kind of satisfying. It's a bit of a victory lap in the run.
Ma non esisterò.
Yeah, if you want to be really, really optimal, you can actually try to pre-shoot your arrows and time it like the music or maybe other visual cues.
Yeah, to save like microseconds.
Or potentially lose several seconds.
Or lose several seconds, yeah, it's kind of double-edged sword.
Yeah.
You just crash your horse into a tree and then jump off it.
That's what I do.
That is pretty cruel. But not the cruelest thing I've seen people do to the horse in this section. Here we have some very serious boss fight minute.
Gotta tell.
Oh yeah, I wanted to do like a trick at the end, but then I was too focused on the timing.
Ah, that's it.
How did that miss?
Yeah, these hitboxes are a little weird.
Hmm.
They're a little further away from Dark Beast, so you gotta like compensate for the angle of them.
You actually have separate spots for each target to aim at. I don't aim at the middle of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like if it's angled up, then aim a bit higher, for example. Yeah, from the second last shot. On the belly. Nicely done.
Oh, don't.
Oh,
Bad
Oh,
horse.
no.
Horse,
Oh,
horse.
no.
Wait for me, horse.
horse.
Come back here.
You have a gale, so the horse is less important, but yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh no!
He stepped on me. That was kind of rude.
That is, yeah, uncalled for, if you ask me.
who cares about you? He stepped on the horse.
Yeah, more importantly.
Where is he going?
And
Okay.
time.
Go.
GG.
GG. Ah, I was quite over the estimate there.
Several unfortunate events.
Yeah, as I said, all dungeons is a really hard category.
Yeah, especially in the end, because of the PTP, you can kill a lot of runs. Still great I could finish.
Yeah,
And
just
also-
unfortunate with a couple of things towards the end, mostly the BTBO. Yeah,
Exactly.
still 2 solid runs, which were very close at certain points.
Yeah, we've met each other at several different points. Traded first place a lot in the first half.
And I had a couple of mistakes with like trying the first cycle route. That was all. That was probably just. That was always just on my side.
That was really unlucky though. Like I've never seen that before, or didn't know that could even happen.
But exactly, lost speedrunning saying here. I agree to donate one Swiss franc per minute. I'm overestimate. So I guess it's actively gonna going to be 5 francs. Probably a little bit more. I have more runs coming.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't
you got
carry
3 in
it, though.
total, didn't you?
So yeah. Anyway,
Guess that was it with Breath of the Wild and all dungeons.
there's going to be more Breath of the Wild tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, by Breath of the Wild, any percent
Bug limit.
bug limit, thank you very much, by Etienne. So look at the schedule for that.
Yeah, that's around 9 p.m. Central European time tomorrow.
Ti ho osservato.
Okay, thank you very much for looking at the schedule.
Il tuo destino.
And thanks everyone for watching
Le tue battaglie.
our race here.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
thanks
was
for
fun.
having me on commentary. It was
Thanks for
fun
commentating.
to be
Yeah,
here.
thank you very much.